disassembly of the 400 series pump. Right now he's cutting slots in the expansion plugs to be able to pry them out to get to the bearings and the snap rings. Taking a pry bar to pop the snap or the expansion plugs out. This is done in 3 locations on the pump. Using the bolts provided in the toolkit to pull the pump plate from the housing. Tighten them down in sequence so that the plate comes loose from the house. Using a shaft driver, he is adjusting it to help pull it from the housing. Once the plate is removed, he removes the hardened plate and goes to the other side and does the same thing. He then uses the shaft driver to take the idler gear out, loosens the set screw on the lock ring on the drive, knocks the drive ring loose, then uses the shaft driver to knock the drive gear out. At this point, he takes the snap ring out to have access to the bearings. Takes the shaft driver to knock the bearing out. This gives him access to the snap ring holding the seals in. He then takes a seal extractor to remove the seals. This procedure is done on both holes on the back plate and on both holes on the front plate. Using never seize inside the housing before installing new seals. Using a seal protector provided into the toolkit, he will now install the seals. Reassembly of the pump with new gaskets, new seals, He now installs the drive gear on the bottom drive pump. Using a seal protector on the idler gear to go through the seals without tearing the seals. Using 2 seal protectors on the back while installing the back plate. He now tightens down the bolts before installing the bearings. Make sure the pump will rotate. Lubricating the lantern ring and the seals. Using never seize before installing seals so that they do not seize up in the housing. Using a bearing driver, he will now install the bearings. Adjusting the pump, making sure that it still rotates. Then he will tighten all bolts down. Periodically checking to make sure it still rotates. Installing the snap rings for the bearings. Making sure dowel pin holes are lined up. Installing new dowel pins. Installing lock ring on main drive bearing. Tightening set screw on main drive bearing. He will now install the new expansion plugs to cover the bearing.